And then Dog Day happened.
How did Dog Day happen? I mean, did you obviously audition for it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Who'd you audition for?
Sidney Lumet, the director,
Right.
and Al Pacino, and the producers, Marty Elfond and Marty Bregman. Marty Bregman was Al's manager, I think, at the time.
Were you nervous in the room?
Well, you know,
it's such a cool character who's kind of like the nerves get to him anyway, in a way.
Well, actually, it's interesting because I don't know about you, and you tell me, when you read something that really fits and you understand it and you know what you're doing, then the nerves are there, but it's not about, oh my God, I'm going to fuck this up. It's more about, oh man, I have to ride this.
Right.
I have to ride this at the moment. I have to feel that I have to really get into this right now. And the nerves help.
Yeah.
They don't help when you're unsure.
Now, do you do anything to prepare before you go into a room? When you're about to go into a room, is there something you do, any kind of practice that you have, any breathing, or do you just go? You don't think about it?
If I'm prepared, I basically just go. It doesn't really, I don't think it necessarily, I mean, you know, I got advice one time, a long time ago when I was a young actor, of just think of them, when you walk in the room, think of them sitting on a toilet. Everybody you're auditioning for.
Perfect.
That's the common denominator. We all have to take a dump at some point in our lives, right?
Yes.
And they're not, you know, there's nothing extra special about these people. But for the Dog Day audition, it was really interesting because, first of all, it was a great script.
Yeah.
It won an Academy Award. It was nominated for 8 Academy Awards, I think, and it won for Best Screenplay. Frank Pearson.
Right.
Right. And I immediately understood this character. And I think part of that was understanding the otherness of somebody who is, his body is foreign to him.
Yeah.
And in my case, my psyche was kind of foreign. I was this Greek American, 100% American, full-blooded Greek. And so I understood Leon Shermer is the name of the guy in the movie.
Yeah.
And I just got it. And so I went in very prepared.
Did you read with Al? Did you read with Al?
I read with Al. Yeah. Yeah. We read the telephone scene. Right?
The telephone scene. I love that scene because you're holding your buttons on your shirt or something. You're like,
that comes from I stole that from a photograph of the guy being led out of the police car and his clutching his robe around him to maintain his privacy, you know.
Yeah. I just thought it was like a nervous, cool little tick that you were doing.
I stole it.
Did you, let me ask you, when you finish this audition and you just read with Al, did you get any sort of affirmation or any kind of like,
it was obvious that it was going well. And Sidney Lumet came over to me and he gave me the best note I think probably I've ever gotten from a director.
What was it?
He said, because I was playing it very sort of Blanche Dubois, right?
Right.
And Sidney said, a little less Blanche Dubois, a little more Queen's Housewife when you come back.
Wow.
And that was the note that went, oh, okay. All right, now I know how to locate this guy. And also that he's not this elevated queen. He was a queen's housewife.
Wow. And you knew exactly what he wanted at that
So
moment.
the next time I came in, I read with Al and I did, I was talking,
Wow, that is so cool. I could just see the room. I mean, did you know after that, the next time you read, was there something that made you go, I got this fucking thing?
Yeah.
What was it?
Just that there was a real sort of palpable sense of everybody being genuinely, we really liked that. That was great. And you don't often have that in an audition because people always play it so cool.
Yeah. But you let it all out there. You're like, this is the role. This is the part.